As the new tax season approaches, a Knoxville man is still dealing with his taxes from last year.
The IRS rejected his return due to identity theft. WATE 6 on Your Side consumer reporter Don Dare says millions of taxpayers every year deal with ID theft. Don?
Well, they sure do, Lori, and this type of fraud has become a big issue for the IRS and for people whose returns are compromised. For Kevin Barczak, he never believed he would fall victim to identity theft because he's been so careful. But someone stole his Social Security number, filed a tax return in his name, and he's been trying to get it resolved since last spring.
Since April of last year, Kevin Barczak has been dealing with the IRS, and it hasn't been easy. In mid-March, before he filed his income tax return, and unknown to him, someone stole his identity. It's been a nightmare ever since.
We need help on resolution for this. I mean, this is like ruining our lives here. You know, identity theft is terrible.
In this April 12th message received from his accountant, Kevin's federal tax return was rejected for identity theft.
The person that committed the fraudulent return actually went on the IRS website and created an account in my name.
How did they spell your name?
They spelled it K-E-V-E-N instead of K-E-V-I-N.
At that point, Kevin and his wife contacted two agencies, the FTC and the IRS fraud lines, specifically the Taxpayer Guide to Identity Theft.
So the IRS said in April, you need a paper manual return, your federal return, and affidavits. We have 5 affidavits, 3 kids and my wife and I. It says who we are. So we sent that in. The IRS got it. I have receipt that they received it on April 16th. I followed up with them, and they said, yes, we have it. Everything we have, we're set up. We don't need anything else from you.
You sent the paper return not once, but twice?
They told me via the phone that they did have it, but 8 months later they said they didn't. So I've sent it twice. They've signed for it twice. They have it twice. And I called the IRS after that, a week later. We don't have it, Kevin. We don't have any of your paperwork.
That was just a few weeks ago. Through research, he's learned where his money ended up. Utah.
Our information went to Green Dot Bank.
What?
Green Dot, yeah, I've never heard of them before, but basically they have these prepaid cards.
He says the scammers apparently received Green Dot money cards like these.
They create these accounts in your name. So they'll funnel the money into these accounts and use it as prepaid debit cards. We called Green Dot Corp and canceled it, but it was in the customer service was in Puerto Rico.
Kevin conducts his logistical sales work from home. We first met the 45-year-old father of 3 nearly 2 years ago when he first moved to East Tennessee from Michigan. In a letter from the White House sent in late April last year, under the American Rescue Plan, Kevin was supposed to be sent a payment of $7,000 for his dependents. It never arrived.
Even though they spelled my name wrong, they still paid him. And I asked the IRS about that, and they said they don't validate names when they come in. They strictly look at Social Security numbers.
The local IRS office told Kevin they do not handle ID theft, so all correspondence is online. Frustrated, he contacted one of Tennessee's federal legislators in Washington, D.C.
Senator Blackburn's office actually reached out to us yesterday and more than willing said that they'll do a congressional inquiry on our behalf, and they felt bad for everything that we're going through. So we're extremely grateful for Senator Blackburn's office stepping up.
Certainly is. Now, to make matters even more complicated for Kevin, the state of New York, where he has never lived, sent him notice that someone used his identity and they were sent unemployment benefits under Kevin's name, again, with his first name misspelled. Regarding tax-related ID theft, if your Social Security number is compromised and your identity stolen, the IRS recommends that you respond immediately to the IRS notice. If your e-filed return is rejected because of a duplicate filing under your Social Security number, you're instructed to complete IRS Form 140-39. It's called the Identity Theft Affidavit PDF. Now, Kevin has exhausted a resolution through the IRS Specialized Assistance Program, and that's why he turned to U.S. Senator Marshall Blackburn's office for help. We'll continue to follow this story, Bo.
My goodness, Don. All right, thank you. Hey, if you have a consumer question for Don, take a moment. Send him an email at ddare@wat.com. You can also call a 6 on your side hotline number. It's 865-633-5974.